In today's video, we're going to be building an $800 gaming PC that can handle 1080p gaming and 1440p gaming with ease. And I'm actually going to be sending this gaming PC to one of you guys in one of my upcoming videos where I'm going to be building the ultimate $1,000 gaming setup, and I'm going to be sending the whole setup to one of you guys, so stay tuned for that upcoming video. Now, before we get into building this PC, let me show you guys the parts that I chose for this build. Now, keep in mind, this is a not pure performance build. This also focuses on aesthetics. I wanted the PC to look good, all white, and we're actually going to be painting the CPU cooler to match the whole white build later in this video, and I'll show you how I do that. For the CPU, we're going to be using the AMD Ryzen 5600, and this CPU is a couple generations old, and I'm quite aware that this CPU is coming to the end of its life, especially with motherboards getting more expensive for the AM4 chip, but that doesn't mean that this CPU will not be able to handle games for the next 2 or 3 years, and I use this CPU mainly because of the price. I paid $129 for it, and it comes with a CPU cooler included, which is a plus. Now, for the motherboard to pair with the CPU, I went with the Gigabit A520M SH2. I really wanted to get the Prime Asus one, but they had it out of stock, and all of the AM4 motherboards are really hard to find for a good price right now because manufacturers are not making these guys anymore. So my recommendations would be actually to go on your Facebook Marketplace and find a motherboard that is used from the AM4 platform, a good one for cheap, and just buy that one if you want to go AM4 platform. But this bad boy will do just the job. It will handle the CPU just fine, and we can still install an M.2 SSD on it. And I was able to pick this one up brand new on Amazon for $73. Speaking of SSD, we're going to be using a 1TB NVMe M.2 SSD. This one is from WD Black that I just had in my drawer, but you can find these all over Amazon, and the average price is around $52. But this one I just had extra on hand, and I didn't want to go buy another one because I already had one in place. For the RAM, we have 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM running at 3200 megahertz per second. This one is from Pinnacle Conduit, has no RGB, but it's all white to match the build, and this bad boy only costs $26. Now, for the start of the show, the GPU. I actually spent most of the budget on this gaming PC on the GPU, spending $390 getting the AMD RX 9060 XT 16 gigs model. I bought this off of Best Buy, and obviously you don't have to exactly build the same spec that I'm doing. I went for the higher end GPU because I personally prefer 1440p gaming and more AAA titles than CPU bound games like Fortnite or Valorant or any of those games. Not to say that the AMD 5600 won't be able to handle those games pretty well, but the GPU is more powerful than the CPU in this PC build. But this is the route I went. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this route and if I should have changed something or not. Now, to power this whole PC, we're going to be going with a budget-friendly power supply. This is the MSI Mag A550BN power supply. It's a non-module power supply, 550 watt, 80 plus bronze, so not the best of the best, but obviously our budget was running out, but this power supply will still do the job, and it's pretty good, coming at only $56. Now, for the final part, for the housing of this PC, for the case, we have this $60 case from a company called PC Cooler, and this is a very generic PC brand, but I thought it looked nice for the white aesthetics, and it comes with 2 pre-installed ARGB fans in the front, and I honestly thought it came with a third one in the back, which it doesn't, which kind of sucks. So I'm going to be installing an extra one for the back right here. That way we have good airflow coming through the case. Also, I forgot to mention, I got these white sleeve extensions for the GPU and for the CPU power. That way we have more white going into the PC, looking pretty good. And this thing was $20. And with everything that I just mentioned, the total comes out to $806. Now, let's get to building this gaming PC and see what kind of performance we can get out of it. And it's done. Now the question is, will it boot from the first time? Let's find out. Nice. Looks good. Okay, now that we've built the $800 gaming PC, let's see what kind of performance it can get. By the way, a sneak peek, this is the $1,000 upcoming setup that I'm going to be building to send to one of you guys. So let's see what kind of performance we can get in Fortnite. All right, guys, first game to test, we're running Fortnite. We have the game at highest settings. We have the game running at 1080p, epic presets, epic everything for anti-aliasing, native, no upscaling, nothing. And we are getting around 110, 120 FPS. The gameplay is buttery smooth and it looks really, really good. And if we change the settings to medium with native resolution, we are getting over 200 FPS, around 210, which is super solid. And the game is still running extremely smooth. Now let's test out a game that's a little bit more demanding on this PC. Now we're in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. We are running at 1080p, ultra settings, FSR disabled, and we are getting the 170 FPS. The game is buttery smooth. We don't have any upscaling going on. This is native 1080p and ultra settings, and the game looks really, really good. Super smooth, running very, very well, better than I expected, kind of. And if we enable FSR, let's see what happens. Okay, and now I've enabled FSR 3 with frame generations, and we are getting 280 FPS, which is unbelievable. It's crazy good. The game still looks pretty good, and the frames are up there in numbers. I mean, 300 FPS is crazy. Still suck at this game though. See? Now for the final game, I want to try something old but gold. We're going to be testing GTA 5, which is very demanding graphically. Now we're in Grand Theft Auto. We're running GTA at DirectX 11 with high settings, MSA at 2x, and we are getting around 70 to 80 FPS. 60 right now is 60, but we've seen it as high as 80 FPS, and the game is buttery smooth with high settings. Graphics look so good on this game. After years, still looks really, really good. I still can't drive in this game somehow, but the game is running super, super smooth right now, and everything looks so nice. A couple of things that can change about this build based off of your preferences. If you mainly play like Fortnite or like Valorant or CPU intensive games, I would recommend with just getting a cheaper GPU, a little bit smaller, or not spending as much on aesthetics like the cables or the white aesthetic, maybe going all black, and just getting a 7600X CPU instead of the 5600. My recommendation would be to spend a little bit more of that money on the CPU and the motherboard combination instead of the aesthetics or the GPU performance. I mainly went with a higher end GPU because I personally play 1440p AAA games. That's my preference of genre of games. But if you play more intensive games and you don't care about like the higher resolution and want to play 1080p, just high frames, I would switch the GPU to something a little bit more end, a little bit less on aesthetic, and spend it more on the CPU and the motherboard so you can get higher FPS numbers. But honestly, for $800, this gaming PC turned out really, really good. If you build this right now in 2025, you're going to be getting a really, really good gaming PC that will be able to handle games for the next 3 to 4 years. My recommendations for this PC to pair it with a 1080p gaming monitor or a 1440p gaming monitor. I did try testing this PC on a 4K monitor. It does work. You can get like 60 to 100 and some FPS in certain games. But if you want the best of the best experience from this PC, playing from medium to high settings, I highly recommend going to 1440p monitor or 1080p monitor. That is just my recommendations personally. But honestly, this proves that you don't really need a crazy high-end gaming PC to enjoy PC gaming. Alrighty guys, so here it is. The $800 gaming PC has been built. And honestly, for just $800, I did not think that the PC is gonna look this good. Unfortunately, originally I was planning on painting the GPU white to match the whole white setup, but after analyzing what the GPU looked like and the effort that the AMD and the Gigabit team put into it, and how they have the RGB and all the logos and the different engravings and just how it felt, I felt like I would just be doing it a disc to take it apart and painting it, especially since the warranty will be voided. So for that reason, I kept it black, but whoever is gonna be winning this PC can take it apart and paint it white if they like to, or sell it, or get a different one that is white to match the whole PC build. And again, I know you guys are interested in the upcoming video where I'm going to be giving this PC with a whole gaming setup. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on this upcoming video where I'm going to be giving this whole setup to one of you guys, including this $800 PC that we built in this video. And I'll be leaving all the links to the parts that are in this PC down below in the description so you can check them out for yourself.